Tim Pancakes.
Hello everybody, Tim Pancakes here. Today I'm going to do a 10-minute build challenge. Alright everyone, we are back for Cake 2 on the 10-minute build challenge. This is my 4th time recording a voiceover for this video, and I really hope it is the last time recording a voiceover. So, hello everybody, this is Tim Pancakes, and thank you for watching. Today I am building a 10-minute build, and I say today, but actually this footage was from over the weekend. I believe this was actually last Thursday or Friday, and it is now Tuesday? Today's Monday. And after posting my first 2 videos on the channel, I decided that I really needed some actual game content for my 3rd video, and I am working on an LP, but I'm not quite ready for that to launch yet, and so I figured it'd be really easy to just do a quick build challenge video, and so I decided to do a 10-minute build challenge, and I put the parameters on myself to build a build in 10 minutes. I should also mention this is the first build I've done in The Sims 4 because I'm not a builder. I download all my houses from the gallery, and so just for me to build anything is a challenge. And I also wanted to do a recreation of my grandparents' house, so that's the floor plan that inspired the build. And it's a starter home, so what that means to me is I just need it to be under the 22,000 simoleons that you get with 2 young adults. So, anyway, I did the build, and there was a bunch of issues, so I ended up filming it a second time, which is what this footage is. And this is my 4th voiceover. So, just to list really quickly the obstacles that I have faced to get this video posted. With the first video, first of all, the build was terrible, which I can live with because it was my first one, and that's to be expected. But the problems that I encountered are that well, first of all, I didn't realize that by recording a voiceover with one program, it still played the build music from the game, even though I had muted my computer. So I didn't hear the music, but it was still in the recording. So that was distracting as heck. And I couldn't listen to it, much less force it upon you. So I knew that I would have to do a second voiceover. But the other little things are, I realized it's a 10-minute challenge, but I kept checking the time, and so that just got in my head. And I also, just because I was doing a voiceover while building, I was very distracted and trying to multitask. And like I said, I'm not a builder, so I didn't really know where anything was in the catalog. And so the voiceover was just really random, which was kind of fun actually, but I got distracted, and so I didn't build as well as I could have. And then at the very end, the game didn't crash, but my laptop basically just kind of needed me to power down and restart it, and I hadn't saved yet. So I lost the save, and the house was done, and I had all my footage, but I wanted to upload the house to the gallery, and so I couldn't do that because I lost it. So between the video quality being poor and it being my first time building and it just being a disaster, I decided to scrap the project. This was Thursday. So on Friday, I rebuilt the house and I redid the voiceover. This is voiceover number 2. And the house turned out a lot better. Like I said, that's this footage, which, I mean, it's not good, but it's way better than the first house was. And I realized as I was editing that it still had the music in there. So that's how I kind of realized that I wasn't just an idiot who forgot to turn off the music. Like, it's actually just ingrained in the footage. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I'll just delete the voiceover and then record a new voiceover in real time. So I watched the footage live and then gave commentary, and that was the 3rd voiceover. And that wouldn't transfer from my phone to my laptop, and I kept getting an error message that my iPhone wasn't readable or something. I mean, I don't know, but I was just like pulling my hair out because this was supposed to be an easy, quick video to throw up in a day. I had an afternoon free, and it has just become a nightmare. But it's just, honestly, that's kind of part of the fun, I think, because the whole part of the fun of this channel is I'm learning how to do all these things. So, of course there are obstacles, and I have to learn stuff the hard way and make silly mistakes. So, when that file wouldn't download, then the weekend happened, and my weekend was full of events and meetings and traveling. Yesterday I was actually flying all day, so I left Washington State, where I live, at 7 a.m. and landed, no, that's not true, I left at 8 a.m., but I had to get to the airport hours early. And then I landed in Florida, where I am for work this week, and so I landed here at like 7 p.m. And so it just took my whole day. And so I didn't get a chance to do anything with it Saturday or Sunday. And then today is Monday, and I really wanted to get the video posted. So I decided to sit down and take another try. So this is cake 4 of the voiceover for my 10-minute build challenge. And just to tell you a little bit about the house, like I said, this is a model of my grandparents' house. They live in Wyoming, or they did. My grandparents have both passed away, so the house just sits there empty right now. But my mom is one of 7, and so there were 5 girls in one room and 2 boys in another room, and then grandma and grandpa. So very tight quarters, and I just love, it's a meaningful house to me. So I say that it's my first build. Technically, that's not true. The very first thing I did when I downloaded The Sims 4 2 years ago is try to build this house, and it was not pretty. I realized that I definitely missed the auto roofs from Sims 2. I never really played The Sims 3, so I can't speak to building in that game, but The Sims 2, I built all the time, and I really loved it. And even if I just did a boring box or a terrible first floor, as soon as I did the auto roofs, it just looked like a house, and so it was my secret weapon. And so now in The Sims 4, I have to actually manipulate it, and it, as you can see, not the prettiest. I do appreciate that my grandparents' house is a square, so if I'm gonna do a challenge, that's a good way to go. I also do realize that doing a 10-minute build challenge when I'm not a builder, to do a starter home that's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath starter home modeled after a real-life home was a pretty ambitious goal, and so I'm still happy with how it turned out, actually. I mean, there's room to grow. I actually ended up spending most of the money, too. I think I spent all but about $600, which is a lot. I could have done a lot with that, but I just ran out of time. So when I did the build the first time, I didn't look at how much money I had left over, but I had a lot of money left over. So I think that I just, overall, the second time, did a really good job, or a much better job, I should say. But like I said, I tried building the house 2 years ago, and it was not very good, so I ended up downloading a house from the gallery and lived in that instead, and I've just always downloaded from the gallery ever since then. So in order to do this build challenge, I kind of thought, well, let's try that house again. So I did it, and then that was horrible, and I lost it because the game crashed. So this is the 3rd time building my first house in The Sims 4, and I am happy with it. So it will be on the gallery. My gallery ID is TOYDE05, Toyd05, and so you're welcome to download it if you'd like to, fix it up or anything. I kind of figure what I'll do is, in another video, do a fixer-upper where maybe a young couple moves in and they fix it up over time. So that'll be kind of fun to actually make it more like my grandparents' house, because there are some things that are missing. Like, I still cannot find where the closets are in the game, so I need to figure that out and get the closets put in, and it'll just be easier to add the final touches when I'm not on a self-imposed time constraint. So anywho, I think that's about it. Since this is the 4th time filming this, I honestly don't remember what I have and haven't said already. I do apologize for that, but I'm just ready to get this video posted. So thank you very much for watching, and that's a stack.